Welcome to today's webinar, Plan, Predict, and Perform with Broadpin's ready-to-use EPM solution driven by Oracle technology. Hello, I'm Tim Denijs, your host for today, joined by Martijn de Bie from Oracle as your co-host, complemented by Ruud Thompson from Oracle and Tim Janssen from Broadpin as our EPM experts. And lastly, we're also joined by Nina Spurry from Unia. In today's session, we will address various topics, starting with a brief introduction about Broadpin, who we are, where we came from, and why we're interested to inform you about the latest and greatest of enterprise performance management. We'll then deep dive into Oracle EPM, where Ruud Thompson will take you through key aspects of Oracle EPM's available technology and functionality. This will be followed up by Tim Janssen, who will give you insights on our ready-to-use EPM solution, explaining the framework, its flexibility, and moreover, the quality that it delivers. This will be topped off with a customer use case study from Unia presented by Nina Spurry. We will then have a Q&A session and inform you about possible next steps before finishing the session. Feel free to raise your questions via the questions button below. You can raise your questions during the webinar, and we'll be sure to address them as many as possible during the Q&A. For those of you that don't know us yet, or might have known us via a different name, Broadpin is a global Oracle consulting company that has been established based upon unifying 5 companies under a single brand. These companies have come together to expand its Oracle's portfolio, deepen its industry expertise to build a unified organization with global reach. Broadpin is now able to drive digital transformation through strategy, implementation, and managed services, focused on delivering Oracle solutions that matter and that make a difference. Now, what does that actually mean? With over 500 employees worldwide and currently servicing over 650 customers across 30 different countries, we've accelerated and expanded our capabilities to help empower companies through tailored Oracle solutions, spanning from on-prem applications, cloud infrastructure technology, industry-specific solutions, to SaaS applications such as EPM, which provides infinite possibilities for our customers. As an Oracle partner, we have made it our mission to guide transformation, helping businesses drive long-term success while mirroring the speed of innovation available in today's market. We have the ability to take our expertise with various customers across various industries, mapping it with market trends to resolve common challenges, allowing us to develop ready-to-use solutions that one can actually benefit from. Our partnership with Oracle is a key element of our mission and vision. And for this, I hand over to Martijn de Bie.
Thanks, Tim, and good morning, everyone. Great to have you with us today. My name is Martijn de Bie, and I'm one of the sales leaders for Oracle Fusion applications in the Netherlands. I want to quickly thank Tim and the broader Broadpin team for kicking things off today and for being such a strong partner in delivering sessions like this. At Oracle, we're focused on supporting customers end-to-end and via different applications that we have, but today we're mainly focusing on the enterprise performance management. And it's basically a journey. So from the first step to the full transformation and beyond that. It's not just about technology only. It's about delivering the real value quickly and perhaps even more effectively. And while Fusion Enterprise Performance Management is often seen perhaps as an enterprise solution, it's absolutely a great fit for organizations of all sizes. So with Broadpin ready-to-use program, customers will be supported to accelerate the move to Fusion applications by delivering a proven and pre-configured solution that reduces implementation time. It will lower the risk and gets you to value much faster. And that means without starting from scratch. So let's dive into this. Can you take Ruud, the audience, into the world of Oracle Fusion Enterprise Performance Management?
I hope so, Martijn. Thanks for your introduction. And yeah, glad to be here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Let's talk about EPM. And of course, there's a broader story here. Is your finance function ready for 2030? Little safe harbor statement. Everything I say, you can't take it literally. And there are no promises here. But, well, yes, this is good guidance we give here. So what do we want to achieve? AI is the buzzword currently. Everything is AI here and there. But what do we want to achieve with it? And we want to further automate finance and EPM functions and delivering a transformative user experience. Well, what does it mean? Well, it means that generative and agentic AI have accelerated the realization of this vision. 2 or 3 years ago, we suddenly had these LLM models. Wow. Yes, and we can do a lot with it. And this enables faster progress and next level advancements. Give a completely different experience across many of the core finance and also EPM functions. So what do we want to achieve with it? Obviously, we've got a goal in mind, and you see them here on the screen, right? So the first one is touchless experience using agentic automation. Within the process, we can automate still a lot with advanced reasoning and moving beyond basic automation. Adding a reasoning so the machine can take the appropriate actions. Where humans have to think, we can take away these simple and non-adding value tasks. Also, insight-driven, data-centric approach delivers a deep analysis at both transactional and FP&A levels, right? So with absorbing all this data, we can give you way better predictive insights. And also connecting all these actions between all these different tasks and processes, it's going to be way easier, and we will facilitate a seamless integration across your organization. But let's start with the basics. What do you need to use AI? What do you need to become more efficient, to really start making use of AI? Well, let's start with the basis, and that's left in the bottom with a system of meanings. That's basically your master data. What you need, and that's nothing new, I know, but still it's very important to repeat, comparable, trusted data that is aligned all over the organization. And actually, I mean, comparing apples with apples, right? Aligned dimensions, same hierarchies, or well, maybe not the same, but aligned, the same master data, granularity, aligned charts of accounts. That's really important. Otherwise, you start comparing, well, not apples, but apples with apples, but apples with a pear. And that's not good, right? So, old news, but still, it's getting even more important now to have your data in order. Otherwise, AI will give you not the outcomes you're looking for. If we look at the part in the middle, the system of records, why is that so important? You need to work kind of in the same way, right? You need to know how OPCO A works and how OPCO B works and how the group works. So collaboration is possible between these different groups. And even if you're just a national company, you still have different organizations. How do they plan? What's their process, right? And it's important that everything is aligned there as well. Comparison is possible, and also the outcomes are comparable, right? Otherwise, yeah, you can't compare your outcomes, and it doesn't make sense anymore. Well, if you've got that in order, then you can put on top the AI layer. It's facilitated within the EPM platform. I will tell you a bit later about it. And it will give you that next level of experience, which I just explained, and will bring you the benefits you are looking for. So now let's have a look at the EPM platform. So we created this EPM cloud platform that's ready to fulfill the promise for a more efficient EPM organization. But hey, didn't you have a great solution already called Hyperion or HFM? Or I guess some people of you must have heard of it or must have worked with it because it's a well-known, widely used application. However, how successful it was, and still is, by the way, we listened very well to our customers, and we heard also different stories. HFM was built as a monolith where consolidation and planning were mixed in one data model, with heaps and heaps of scripting to connect everything together. And besides consolidation and planning, you could add other processes as well, which made it even more complex with more scripting, etc., etc. Not to mention the different dimensions. Planning and consolidation use different dimensions, right? Different hierarchies. You put them all in one data model. Wow, that's complex. Different data sets. A consolidation mainly works with actuals, where planning uses this data as well, but on a different granularity level, and also adds all kind of data sets to predict. That's really something different. I already mentioned it, granularity. Planning will be very granular. Consolidation will use data on a higher level. And it really makes a difference in your data model, of course. And the process itself is really different. Planning is an open process where consolidation is more a controlled, a compliancy process, right? So yes, why putting all these different processes in one big data model with lots of scripting that makes it very complex and hard to manage? Well, that's why we created a new platform, our Oracle EPM platform, which has separate modules for different processes. And these modules consist of pre-built, configurable best practice processes. They have their own data model and which require way less of scripting because you don't need to connect everything. And many of the processes you will use are pre-built already. The good news is for you, it gives you simplicity. Simplicity in implementing it, simplicity in maintaining it, simplicity when you want to change something. It's called agility, right? You don't know what you're going to do in 2 or 3 years. Let's not mention what you're going to do in 5 or 6 years. Our platform gives you the simplicity to build easily, to start whenever you want with each module you want. You don't need to start with consolidation first and then add plan. No, you can start with planning or tax or whatever you want, right? And so you get a platform which requires way less scripting, simplicity, and also business ownership due to that lower simplicity, hence way lower TCO. Now, let's look at a platform. In the middle, you see enterprise data. We already mentioned it is really important that you're able to manage these data along the different processes, along finance. That's all included there. It's really easy to use. Embedded AI. At Oracle, we embed all kind of AI agents within the process to make these processes more efficient, to make you work at more important things. It's all embedded. By the way, you don't need to pay for it. How many queries you make, it doesn't matter. It's all included. It also includes task management and workflow to really optimize and speed up your processes. You can, for example, you can make sure that you don't need to wait for other people anymore until they come up with, until they did their tasks. And you can really speed up your process. And then we've got another important circle there with the arrows. That's Smart Push. That ensures the connectedness between different modules, because that's what we hear sometimes in the market. Yeah, hey, but different modules, oh, they're not connected. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, they are. They are connected by Smart Push. And it automatically pushes data from one cube or one process to the other if required, right? So it's all there and connectedness is short. And then you see all these different processes there. So we've got enterprise planning, and enterprise planning is not just enterprise planning. Now it starts with FP&A, workforce planning, project planning, CapEx planning, cash forecasting. Everything is there with pre-built, configurable, best practice processes, ready to use, easy to implement. And we've got cost and profitability that comes in really very handy when you are planning and budgeting, right? If you need to go on a deep level and it's getting really complex, there it is. It also can be used for improving your profitability. Here you see financial consolidation and close, account reconciliation, a very time-consuming, hence expensive task. We can automate it for you and save you lots and lots of man hours and lots of money, of course. And here you've got freeform, very important. We know that our best practice processes won't cover your process for 100%. Typically, it's 80%. And with freeform, you can add these parts of the process which are not included in our best practice. So to conclude, we have a platform made for simplicity, efficient processes, and agility and it's ready for AI. Yeah, so it's modular while unified in one common data model. No more scripting, or maybe a bit, but not too much. Good. What does it lead to? We are ready for AI. So having a platform that is simple, efficient, agile, and has everything to be ready for the new age of AI, we will bring you intelligent automation. Automation everywhere with human work redefined by having AI-powered automation everywhere with Gen AI insights, narrative drafts, automated workflows, and also reconciled transactions. That becomes a new normal. We've got also predictive insights. AI-powered insights and predictions help you make continuous data-driven decisions. So they come to you very quickly, very agile, and every moment in the day, you can make better decisions with these predictive insights. And obviously, connected actions. Planning and also consolidation is not a one department job. Now it's across LOB collaboration with connected plans across finance and collaboration plans. So also you can collaborate with HR, with production, with whatever you have, what kind of departments you have in your organizations. And obviously that leads to, because at the end of the day, we're doing it for something, right? We're not doing it for becoming more efficient. No, we want to become more efficient because we want to drive profitable growth. That means we want to bring down costs and optimize growth, right? We want to manage expenses, and that's what we can do very well as well. And obviously, you need to be financially compliant. Everything is there in our EPM platform to make sure you have the best, the most optimized processes, very efficiently, compliant against a low cost, and ready for AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ruud. Thank you, everybody. Next, I take over for the Broadpin, our product that we want to highlight today, the starting point, how to get into the EPM platform. Broadpin, ready to use EPM. So first, some general details. Ruud already explained to you the high-level details. Now we're getting into the detailed levels of the platform. First off, it's a cloud platform. So you have multiple processes, all for CFOs and controlling and finance. Everything is connected. This is the major milestone of this platform. As Ruud explained, this what you currently see is the EPM ball, is it called, with all features here listed. It's a cloud platform first, but there are options for free available with Oracle Smart View to connect to your Microsoft Office suite for Excel. So everything that you do in the EPM platform, you can still deliver into your Microsoft Office world. So you're not losing out anything what you're currently doing today. Very important. As you can see here, we have a bandwidth of features available, from align enterprise data with enterprise data management to close your financial month and close process in a better, faster way, or just to connect your planning budget processes together. And it's all connected here in this platform together. Because this is quite abstract, let's make one example. Let's take, for example, the EPM planning application, the process of how to plan your budget for the next month, for the next year. Currently, the evolution of planning is happening. So a lot of companies are still doing everything manual in Excel, which is fine. It's a valid solution if your company is not as big, or if you have just time to spare to do everything manual in Excel, if you don't have things in place to automate. So what EPM is offering are ways to automate your planning process from start to beginning with your business logics in place. So And you're not losing out on Excel. We will not get rid of Excel at all. We will incorporate it into the automated processes. So on the left side in this continuum, you see manual. So everything, you can still work and plan your budgets in different processes, still manual if you want to, but the system provides you ready-to-use packages with trend and driver-based planning, so you can be much faster to deliver. Of course, the platform got advanced features to plan and predict your volumes, your revenue, your expenses, and we got something called predictive planning or auto-predict. Both features are available to automate your processes, and you will always have an adjustment layer on top of it. The adjustment layer is there to adjust if the prediction, the automatic prediction, is not spot on, because there are some business decisions along the line that the system cannot predict. You will launch a new product. Such a prediction is very hard for a system to do, so you always have the option to adjust later on. And then we have something advanced predictions and smart drivers to get even in a higher state of automation, but still there's approval processes and task managers in place. So even though the system can be automated to a full scope, there's always the human interaction to check the data, validate, approve, and adjust. Overall, it helps the planner to be faster, fact-based, to be more accurate, and to just get rid of all these manual processes and steps, to download your transactional data from different ERP systems, putting them together in some Excel sheet, and avoiding sharing with colleagues who should not see all the data and splitting it up again. All these problems you have on the daily business of planning your budget, you get rid of with EPM. So what kind of industries are using EPM currently? Well, this is just a short overview about some of the clients that are using EPM today. So we have basically Oracle got all these clients in financial services, professional, healthcare, retail. Oracle got them all because this EPM platform is the leader in terms of financial close and planning. Also in the Gartner chart, it's on the top right. There's a leader in terms of completeness of vision. The application, the platform contains every feature you can imagine. Hence, it's a leader, and major companies are choosing EPM already today. So it's a big platform. It's got every feature. It's a lot, I know, but where to start? Well, here we come with our offering for you. Our offering is called Ready to Use EPM by Broadpin. And here are some points why you should pick it. Well, it's a fixed scope, fixed price project, implementation project. We will not be time and material project. It's a fixed price. You know exactly what you're getting, and you know exactly the price. You got all the essential features to get a starting point in such a vast platform as EPM. And we're using the best practice processes that we and Oracle built to have these processes, industry processes in place to be more simple and to reduce complexity, so it will be maintainable and you can adapt the application afterwards. It's fast and cost efficient, and you can be up and running in 8 to 10 weeks. So, and because it's the EPM platform got built in AI, you don't need to have a third-party AI for it. It's already there. And because the EPM platform is modular, you can just extend afterwards upon it. So these ready-to-use modules are all in this fixed price packaged solution. So we're offering financial planning, revenue expense planning, profit loss, balance sheet, cash flow planning, indirect and direct method, of course. We got the strategic planning, so more high level with long-term view to 3 to 10 years in the future with Monte Carlo simulations. You can simulate everything with different variations of your numbers. Of course, we got the major part of workforce planning, CapEx planning, and marketing planning, and of course, project planning. And what's very important, these are not silos. These are not individual planning processes. They are all interlinked. So for CapEx and project and workforce, these are all interlinked, and you can plan your workforce on a project which you can activate in your CapEx. So all these modules, even though they are listed individually here, they are interlinked, intertwined, and they work together to create your future P&L, balance sheet, and cash flow for the next month, for the next rolling 12 months, or for the next year. Whatever your needs are, it's included in the application in these best practice processes. In terms, well, quite simple. You only need one product from Oracle. It's a standard application. So quite easy. The standard is enough to already get these processes up and running. We need to make some assumptions, of course, because we have a fixed scope. We have a very detailed document we can share later on if you want to, where we need to make some assumptions, where we define the scope, because, well, you know exactly what you're getting with this product. Again, how does the process look like? The system provides you, and we provide you with these modules. And you have in the core of this picture, you have the financial planning. And the financial planning consists out of the 4 parts. We got the revenue, expense, we got the balance sheet planning and cash flow planning. But for expenses, we got salaries, for example. So salaries, you're planning in the workforce planning module. And as you can see, these numbers of the salary getting incorporated into your expenses. So all these modules are intertwined and deliver one bigger picture of your financial statement, where you can drill down and see which salaries are now impacting your expenses. On a personal level, on a name level, if you want to. The same applies for CapEx and marketing planning. Everything's intertwined, and from the big overview, you can jump into the more details to plan. So how does a project looks in detail? Well, let's have a look. We use, as Broadpin, we have vast knowledge about Oracle implementations. We are doing it together. I think the whole Broadpin company summed up is over 100 years of implementation experience of Oracle products. So we're not doing it since yesterday. We are experienced consultants. So we have a solution here. It's a SaaS implementation with our EPM model, where we implement based on all the knowledge and experience we had in the past. So we carry out a pre-project where we first start with making assumptions, and then we check with you these assumptions if they are held true. We make a requirement discovery because these Oracle processes can be set up in multiple different ways, and we sort out with you together which is best fitting for your use case. And then it's already setting up the system, the ready-to-use system that we are doing the implementation. And of course, you will test the system afterwards if the requirements are met. If we identify things that need to be additional done, additional export options, a connection to Power BI, something that you need in addition, then we create an add-on list. This add-on list can be a waived or phased implementation afterwards or during the runtime of the ready-to-use implementation. So we can either have it afterwards or during, and we implement the add-on list again. You test the add-ons, for example, the connection to Power BI, and then we carry out the transition to a go-live system. Because EPM is such modular, we can be even phased or waived even in the modules itself. So we can start with just the bare minimum of financial planning and do the workforce planning on a second step because of availabilities or summer vacations. So it's highly modular, and we can even extend the time period to fit to your needs. Here's some explanations about what these steps of the implementation should look like. The pre-project, well, it's a kickoff, right? Because we are doing it since a long time, we have everything that you need already packaged here. From meeting minutes, templates, project plan, we have everything, risk analysis for such a project already baked into our IQPM process model. We can bring it to you, same with test cases. Of course, you can bring your own approach to us, so we can either the project with our approach or with your approach. We got the requirements discovery. Like I said, the system can be delivered in multiple setup versions, and we will create with you the right version for you. The setup, it's just on our side. We will create it. And if you want to, because part of the ready to use is, of course, training and key user and admin training, you can have a look over our shoulder how to set up the system, so you know which toggles needs to be set, what options are available, so you can maintain the environment afterwards yourself. Approval, of course, we and you test together the application, so we can see if the requirements are met, so we can approve the system. As I said, there are many options how to create what is in addition, what can be done in addition to the starting point. Like I said, there's an option to connect to Power BI. There are options to create reports, Excel connections. There are options to create Word and narrative reporting. There are many ways how to expand upon. Of course, everything that you do in EPM can be exported automatically to different data warehouses, to whatever your needs are. The system is capable of. EPM contains a big REST service that you can address with different solutions. So there are many ways how to add on. Of course, these need to be tested, and in the end, we got the transition from your old system, most likely an Excel-based planning process and budgeting process, to automated, secure process with roles and responsibilities and task managers and approvals. Timeframes, how does it look like? Well, like I said, we can be up and running in 8 to 10 weeks, but for the different modules, it looks something like this. The core module, the biggest part is the financial planning, because we will implement your profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, your accounts, your dimensions, whatever you need, we will implement it as a core feature set as financial planning. It takes 6 to 8 weeks, and then we are up and running, including the testing cycle. For workforce, it's 2 to 4 weeks. It depends a bit on the changes that need to be added and things that need to configure. Workforce planning can be quite complex. It depends a bit on your salary structure, bonus structure, what you have in place in your company. The same applies for the advanced planning part, so project, CapEx, and marketing. CapEx and marketing are straightforward. Project is a bit more complicated, so 2 to 4 weeks is realistic. And in the end, we got narrative reporting as an overall feature set. Narrative reporting can be used to connect to the environment and create processes to create your business review data, create PDFs, your Word, you got a Word integration with narrative reporting, so you can connect to your EPM data on a single source and create PDF or Word templates, pixel perfect, whatever you need. Now, let's make a case study, because we're not alone today with Oracle and Broadpin. We brought our former client Unya in person. Nina is joined us today. She will guide you through later on how EPM affected her company in the good ways, of course. Let's start with an example of Unya. So Unya, it's the biggest trade union in Switzerland. It got 180,000 members above multiple industries. And because Switzerland is quite different than other countries, it's highly regional. So the regional influence is quite high. So we got a very strong influence, decentralized influence in the planning process and budgeting process, especially in a union where the core concept is that you have people in the different regions on site be responsible for their region, for their union workers. So it's even more complex than a lot of other companies are doing. So what was the former process? Well, like I said, a lot of companies are handling it with Excel, which is fine to a degree, but it will not make the process automated at any way. So Unia used a system with Excel. They sent out, so they delivered the different regional heads an Excel file with the numbers of the last years, of the budgets, of the actuals, what was planned. So the central headquarter in Bern created these different Excel files, downloaded data, consolidated it, created these budget templates each year from scratch, to hand out then hopefully to the right person. These Excels were not as secure and not as placed, was sent out by email or placed in the SharePoint. There was no overview about where the process is leading to when if people are already submitted their data. It was kind of a mess, and the people were struggling to have an overview, to have approved data. And this process needs to be completed every year once again, so it takes a lot of effort. So Unia chose between different solution providers, and they chose EPM to solve this problem. Not only did they choose EPM, they completed a transformation to the Oracle world. So they even transitioned to Oracle Fusion and implemented alongside, for example, Fusion ERP. So the solution afterwards, the idea was, well, we have a more or less automated process. We don't need to create templates each year again. And very important, which was not possible before, the regional heads will have access to daily numbers of their profit and loss and balance sheets, and they can have a better view and insights into their region financial insights. So how did we implement it? We started with the application setup. Of course, we have got a workshops with Unia on site in Bern, and we set up the application. We created a data model here with an S-based design for the financial data, and we created business logics. So these business logics enables now the planner to automate the planning process, which was formerly done with just manual work, typing in new numbers. Now they can click a button and the system generates, based on drivers, yearly and monthly drivers, their numbers for their region. So it's an automated process, and these numbers can then be overwritten or changed as in an adjustment layer. So their regional heads are much faster now, because based on the implemented business logics, it's a click of a button, the numbers are generated, and they only need to check the numbers and adjust where needed. Of course, because it's decentralized, we need a big user and security setup, so people will not overstep their boundaries of what they can see and what they can submit. So we created forms and the security on these forms and members. So we have it. Of course, data integration is very important. If we need daily numbers, we need a daily integration to rerun. So we got an integration with Fusion ERP, which is easily connected, easily done. And these numbers are flowing in every night. So the regional heads can have a view on their numbers every day, and they get an updated profit and loss sheet and balance sheet for their region. The testing and validation step, we tested everything that we implemented together, and we went live. So now I want to hand over to Nina to give you she can talk about, give you more insights about the business impact.
So yes, hello everyone. So let's have a view on our business impacts. Actually, the most accurate business impact is that we have a built-in validation and a real-time visibility across the organizations and all of our regions we have here in Switzerland for the Unia. We have faster planning cycles, which means we have automated the manual processes. We can, just as Tim said, click on a button and we see the outcomes from the single region at time, and we just don't have to wait until anything in the financial department. Any member of the financial department has told you in region A there's an outcome from XY. It's a better decision making. The what if scenario simulations are very faster because every region can see what is last year outcome, what is this year outcome, and they can faster decide what to do as next. So showing for new members or showing for anything to optimize in their region, outstanding alone in their own region. It's an integrated and scalable platform with standardized processes, and it's scalable across all business units we have, which means as follows. We have individual customizable workbenches for all of our regions, 16 different regions who will not work together. Every single region will look at 10, 11, 12 o'clock, equal what the other region is doing. And they all have the possibility to look at time for their outcome, which they had made this year, last year, and the years before. They have the possibility to take these balance sheets and the profit and losses into Excels, to have paper form, as mentioned in the last 3, 4, 5 years. And it allows all of the regions really to work independent and monitor their actual balances and incomes in time. As we have worked with EPM in the past 2.5 years, we have mentioned that EPM works really and performs faster than Oracle Fusion does in the moment. And we have the possibility, if we use EPM, we can take a drill down to the income balances on the journal lines in the general ledger in Oracle Fusion directly, which makes possible real sense for the regions to look after it. So that's our customer positive feedback, and we're working on it that we can make schoolings and performings with our regions to show them how they can use EPM in special. For we have navigation flows for each region, which shows every balance and profit and loss sheets. So then I can give back to Tim and all the other ones, and thanks for listen to the customer feedback.
Thank you, Nina.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nina. Highly appreciate it. That brings us to the point. I think we've received a lot of valuable content and valuable information, and that gets us to the Q&A session. I've seen some of the questions popping in, so that is nice to get some interaction. I'm going to raise a couple of questions, and I'll try to address it to either Tim Janssen or to Ruud, or to whomever, based upon the question itself. So, looking at the first question, how difficult is it to integrate different data sources to EPM? I think this is a nice question for Ruud Thompson to answer. Ruud, would you be willing to provide feedback on that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Integrate different data sources. Well, we've got all kind of methods for that. And maybe it's good to know that 50% of our EPM customers work with an SAP backbone. So we have lots and lots of customers where we take data from a non-Oracle backbone, right? So maybe that gives you some comfort in knowing how easy it is to get data from non-Oracle sources. Obviously, there are all kind of standard APIs which take data from SAP workforce, whatever. There are many different apps, of course, where we take data from. Besides that, it's also possible to work with Excel and to bring data in manually. If you need to add data only once or twice a year, it might be useful to work like that with CSV files. Obviously, as I already mentioned, we also have all kind of applications within the platform that distribute data within the platform and take data in different ways from other sources. So many ways to get data into the platform, and always working.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Ruud. And indeed, that shows how open the platform is and being able to integrate with the different data sources to get as much information into the system as possible for key decisions to be made. So yeah, that's very nice. Another question coming in is, after the implementation of Broadpin ready-to-use EPM, is the customer able to maintain and adjust the application himself? I think this is a nice one for Tim Jansen. Tim Jansen, do you want to give some feedback on that?
Yes, please. Yes, it's part of the implementation. Is our rather big and extended training sessions where we train the key users and administrators to not only maintain the environment, but also to adjust and to configure the environment even after go live without help of any consultant. So they can extend upon what was implemented. For example, with the ready-to-use package, like I said, it's just a starting point. And after the training sessions, you are able to maintain and adjust and extend the application yourself.
All right, perfect. Thank you for that. Let me have a look. Another question that is coming in is, do we need to go live with all the modules at once, or is a phased approach also viable? I think this is, again, a nice opportunity for you, Tim, to explain a bit on that.
Actually, the last customers where I implemented EPM, they all chose a phased approach. So because EPM is such modular, it can be either be a go live approach with a big bang, all modules at once, or a phased one. Phased one is often preferred because then you can start with your core of financial planning, extend upon with workforce, and then project and marketing, for example. So you can be up and running very fast. Key users see already a success, and you can deliver a success to your higher ups quite fast and extend upon.
All right, thank you. And another question that came in, and I think it's an interesting one to answer, is what kind of support can Broadpin deliver after an implementation? I think that's another one for you, Tim.
Great question. Broadpin, we are a global company. Therefore, of course, we offer managed service and support. So even after go live, we can be there for the customer. For example, Nina is part of our managed service and support EPM customers. And oftentimes we are available not only via ticketing system, but you can just write the consultants in charge via Teams directly, and we will answer very fast and reliable to help up the line and be responsible for the application even after go live.
Great, great. I also see, what is the average project duration of implementing Broadpin ready-to-use EPM? I guess that's another one for you, Tim.
Thank you. Well, it depends. Like I said, we can be up and running in 8 to 10 weeks. It all depends on what kind of modules we should take live. So if we want to take all modules of the package live, it will be more around 12 to 14 weeks. But if we want to have the financial planning, it can be 6 to 8 weeks. We can be already live. So it's because we have these predefined processes, we just need to adjust to the customer. We can be fast and reliable in the delivering.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're saying is there are different timelines and durations for the different modules, and depending on either whether if they want a phased approach or run everything in parallel and stack it, that will depend a little bit on the timeline itself. All right.
Exactly.
Thanks for that. Looking also at the time, I think we've addressed quite a number of the questions. Don't worry if your question has not been answered. We'll make sure to follow up with you after the webinar to ensure any answers can be provided. Now, as what is possible next steps. Of course, we've provided you a whole bunch of information based upon the interest of enterprise performance planning. What could be potential next steps in the discussions? Well, we'll be sure to follow up with you, and we can set up a follow-up meeting to demonstrate other process areas in a lot more detail. We're capable to provide a well-prepared demonstration of what the ready-to-use EPM solution looks like based upon Oracle EPM. If you're interested to get more insights into the AI functionality that Ruud was mentioning within his section of the presentation, we can definitely deep dive into that and show you all the nitty and gritty details and the beautiful functionality that is made available. An alternative approach is also to set up a meeting with you and align on the actual requirements and challenges that you are currently facing so that we can help you build and develop a business case covering your needs, where we can show you how the ready-to-use EPM solution can be mapped onto your requirements and challenges, and to give you an even more solid overview of what these costs would look like, and to give you the confidence of how that fixed price approach would go. And as I mentioned during the Q&A session, of course, we're also looking forward to setting up a follow-up meeting to answer any of the additional questions that we didn't manage to answer during the Q&A. And lastly, this webinar is recorded, so it will be provided to you after the webinar for you to be able to revisit any of the content that was provided today. Well, I would first of all like to thank all the speakers of today for their involvement, and also thank all the participants and registrations for attending the webinar today. That's it. And we trust and hope that this information was according to your expectation, and we look forward to connecting with you to discuss the next steps so that we can help guide you with your enterprise performance management needs. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and goodbye for now.